Hello everybody, Paul Rose here. Welcome to this new song surgery. And it's been weeks since I've been sitting in this chair, it seems. Well, it is. Other than to do some maintenance, I've never done any projects in here or streams for a couple of months actually, because I was away with Sari Shaw, and then we launched the guitar heads. All went very well. Very satisfied with how all of that went, and of course I think the studio is not somewhere to do all of your music. Personally speaking, I like writing and I like production and I like live performance in equal measure, and of course with the lockdown there was no equal measure, and so I'm kind of making up for all of that, getting out on the road and having a great time. But anyway, so I'm doing a song surgery today, and this is a one from the Light album called What Blues Not Blues, and I'm surprised I haven't done this one already. And in actual fact, I wonder if I have actually done one already and I can't remember it. But if that's not the case, well, you know, here's a new song surgery, or here is a new version of another song surgery which is the same as this one. Anyway, so it's a 12-bar blues, and the drums were recorded at the Guest House in Airdrie near Glasgow, and it's Jim Drummond, and we'll look at the drums first because that is kind of where we want to start. Okay. So the idea of this was like, you know, in the 60s they were called beat combos, and you would see people dancing like this in nightclubs, pretending trying not to look at the camera, kind of in Soho coffee bars in London and wherever else around the world. And so that's what this track's really trying to encapture musically. And it's got this so Jim played the drums, I did everything else, I put the bass on, so if we solo the bass, why can't I see the solo? There I go. Let's solo the bass. And I was digging in with the plectrum on this one. I really wanted to drive it. Okay, so keeping in that kind of 60s, that 60s vein, where's that rhythm guitar? There he is. Okay, so this riff, 60s beat combo. And that's more or less all there is to the you know, the rest of it all came from the lead guitar. I mean, it's a lead guitar instrumental. Okay, I mean, have a listen to the organ. Kind of vibration. Yeah, so that's me playing the organ there. Now, so let's have a look at this lead guitar. Okay, now you can see I've chopped this to bits. Okay, now, I mean, I can basically play any one of these these takes. Okay, and they would be okay. I'm not going to, but all of these takes, I cut it up because I wanted the best version of each phrase, you know. And so obsessive perfectionist. So, and what this is going through, a Universal Audio Marshall Plexi. Oh my God, I wish I owned that. Well, I've got the software, but I wish I owned the amp. There's no pedal with that. It's a Les Paul Lola Imperials. Lola Imperial medium wind pickups in a Gibson Les Paul going through a Marshall Plexi 100 watt. Great stuff, absolutely great, and a little bit of delay and reverb here and there just to keep things. Where have we got the Universal Audio AMT 250 reverb and the Waves super tapped stereo delay. So you just ping pong. It's going left and right, but it's not overstated. You don't want to swamp it, you know. So it sounds like this. So it's really inspired by, like I said, the beat combos of Soho in West London in the 1960s, early 1960s, and Eric Clapton. Let's not beat around the bush. That guitar riff there with that Marshall sound was very much trying to get the Beano sound, the John Mayall's Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton on the Beano album. And then the guitar changes and it goes to the Strat. Okay, so let's just listen to it and then we'll talk about it. LSL Strat. Lola pickups. And now this was very much... this is like it goes into a kind of a Mixolydian mode for those of you who are interested in all of that kind of detail. It goes into the Mixolydian mode, you know, because the reason it's called What Blues Not Blues, and I don't wish to be cause any contention or be cantankerous or awkward, but when I was young, I was experimenting a lot with tapping in the Holsworth and the Van Halen stuff, and it didn't go down very well in the blues jams whatsoever, and I understand why now, but I was just, you know, learning how to play the guitar and finding out what worked and what didn't work, and the argument was always, that's not blues, if you did anything off the beaten track. And but as an old friend of mine said, you've got to get it wrong to get it right. It's a fact, you know, and so keep the best, leave the rest. Jettison what's not necessary. And in order to find out what that is, you've got to have a go, you know. So anyway, this isn't to be argumentative, but what I've done is just kind of like, you know, every time it cycles around a 12 bar, something changes. See, that goes, so you've basically got like a dominant 7 chord there, and then when it goes to the 4 chord, you've got the 4 chord in a dominant 7. So you're kind of alternating between Mixolydian and Dorian. So It's all of this interchanging of things, and so that's the idea, is to just, rather than just go round and round and round a 12 bar, playing the same licks. And so to reinforce that change, you got the organ reinforcing the mixolydian. And so, okay, what happens there is you've kind of had two cycles in A for apple, not E for elephant. You go into, basically it goes to the Telecaster. That Sunburst Telecaster there. Yes, that is one hell of a guitar, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And everything's stripped out, so it literally goes to bass, drums and guitar. So if I mute that Telecaster, it's literally bass and drums. Because, I think this is what production and arrangement's supposed to be. So we've established it, and then we go into the Telecaster, which is kind of the beginning of the solos, because that Strat melody comes in again later on. And then it goes into the Telecaster, and it's kind of a driven Telecaster going for Roy Buchanan, Danny Gatton-ish kind of licks. Takes. That is a different take, so I've changed takes at that point now. Now I have mixed the organ too low there. I'm embarrassed to tell you. I should be ashamed of myself. That organ should have been much louder, but it's gone to CD now. It's too late to change it. That's what happens when you've got too many plates to spin. Not the end of the world. Okay, the Strat's coming back in here. Key change. Tambourine added. Now this Strat here, Strat 1, is a guitar that I did at the last minute. Let's just check this one. Was the solo that I did probably, I don't know how many years ago, and when I finally came to press this onto the Light album in the last few months, I went back on the week of going to press and redid this solo. So there's things bother you for years, and you listen to it and you think, I like this track, I like the idea of this track, but I just don't like that, and I just don't like that. And you've got enough years to get it right, and you live with it for 8 years, and to fix it takes 10 minutes. Because I become scared that I'm going to go in and spoil it and lose what it's like I like it, but I don't really love it. And then you make a big mistake, and then you've ruined it, and you can't go back to the original. Like, that's me phobia. Of course, it's not like we're working with tape. It's digital. You can always go back, and you can back things up, and you can't really, if you're careful, you can't really go wrong, So anyway, I finally went in and redid that guitar, and I was much happier with it. And then it goes back to the original guitar here. It's back to the Mixolydian, and you've got that clean rhythm guitar come in. That's fine. With the organ. Yeah. Doing those kind of diminished arpeggio excerpts, which plays into that what blues, not blues. Is it blues, or is it just 4 notes that sound good, but by the time you've got to the end of a 5-minute track, those 4 notes become extremely repetitive and boring. So spice things up with a key change, spice things up with a mode change. Just think, if you change key and mode at the same time, that's going to be much more impactful than just staying in the same key in the same 4 BB King notes, which are great, but there's only one BB King. So think. It's my favourite part of the track, if I'm allowed to say that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if we were paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, if we were all paying attention, and we go back to this second Stratocaster, okay, this one here, from the second 12 bar at the beginning of the song. Okay, now that melody kind of comes back in with these double tracked guitars here. See, it comes back in at the back there. Just see where we've got what here. Yes, okay. So that's that guitar from the second 12 bar back. So you change mode, one note changes. If you change key and you change mode and you change accompanying chords, it might mean that one note has to be changed in order to come. It's like a patchwork, and this isn't clever technical stuff. It's just the essence of music. It's the essence of what makes music interesting. So you hear that note change. There's a wrong note in there as well. Fucking hell. So then you solo over the top of it. Jim Drummond's such a good drummer. He totally gets the ideas that I suggest to him, and he kind of, he gets it. Now, what was supposed to happen there was I was supposed to go back to the original riff, the original do 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 do. That was this bit. But I just kept soloing because I was enjoying myself. That's not blues. That's not blues. He's not playing blues there, he's playing all that Diminished arpeggios, I think. I don't think so. It's not blues. That's not blues, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that's basically how the track came together. I can go into more detail and make the video really long. Don't need to do that, but what I'll do is I'll play the entire track now in its entirety. The mastered version, the finished mastered version that is now available on the Light CD, and mastered by Jim Griffiths. Did an absolutely fantastic job, and you can hear how the track all goes together. And so again, 12 bar, 12 bar, 12 bar, 12 bar, 12 bar. I don't know how many cycles of 12 bar there are in this, but the key changes, and the organ comes in and plays like a minor chord underneath, which gives you a Dorian or a Mixolydian, dependent. You'll have a guitar lesson to talk about that, but so it doesn't just keep going round and round and round and round. I had to challenge my ear, and I had to challenge my musical intellect to hopefully expand it. We've got Ultramarine 4 on the output, probably not going mad. I shouldn't be going past. Yeah, see. This is like a Fairchild limiter compressor by Acoustica Audio. And you see, it's not going way back. That I'm not compressing the shit out of it, because you can just kill it, And I've got Universal Audio Pultec EQ. Yes, all very nice. So I love it. That's great fun. I'm going to play the whole track now, the fully mastered version. It's on the Light album. If you want to buy a copy, email me. Let's see, I'll put the email address there. It's not there now, but I'm pretending it is. I'll put it in later. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be some more videos coming in the next week, next week. And I'll do a live stream as well. I haven't done a live stream for ages. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much indeed. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.